lady again. And she stops me. I don't even think she realizes she's already seen me. And she goes, waves and is like, good job. And I'm like, do I know you? And she goes, I don't think so. And I was like, well, you're acting like someone who knows me. And if you knew me, you'd know that I'm on this show all the time. So it's really not that exciting. So now you know. And then I just took off running.
Alrighty, welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for clicking on today's video. Today we are going to be talking about Anna, or Glitter and Lasers. And so we're going to be focused on mainly this video right here, which you can see that I just watched, which is about her experience going to like a cave and how it was being in the cave as a bigger person. But before we get into that video, I do want to kind of talk about the overall, I think, thoughts that a lot of people have with Anna and why people seem to kind of maybe dislike her or feel that she is not authentic. And I really think that that is a big part of the problem, I guess you could say, that people have. It feels like there is a level of inauthenticity with Anna, and I feel like people have kind of caught on to that and they've latched onto that. And that's where a lot of, you know, I guess you could say detractors or people that are not huge fans of her, right? So there's a couple different examples of this. I think the first one that comes to my mind is the whole trail situation.
That's that lady again. And she stops me. I don't even think she realizes she's already seen me. And she goes, waves and is like, good job. And I'm like, do I know you? And she goes, I don't think so. And I was like, well, you're acting like someone who knows me. And if you knew me, you'd know that I'm on this show all the time. So it's really not that exciting. So now you know. And then I just took off running.
I remember when that first happened, I was like, wow, this is a very, very bad look. And it seems like she almost never really fully understood why people got kind of, I guess the best term is the ick from that whole situation. It just was not very good. And then there was this whole Target situation where she was just going in there and really treating the place poorly, as well as the employees, and just saying just really nasty things that I think kind of bothered people.
I'm gonna help my girls out.
Okay.
They look absolutely horrific.
All right.
Maybe put her in there
Just
so they can get
horrific.
a holiday look. Pissed. It looks terrible. Like, what is this? This girl has a beanie on too. It's so bad.
And then there was the Bagel Gate situation, which I think that this was another one where it just felt like there was no understanding on her end of why the things that she was doing was just icky and gross and just didn't sit well with others.
Can't wait to eat my pumpernickel bagel because it's my favorite thing, like pumpernickel. Like, I'm an old man at heart, and you know what? It's not pumpernickel. They messed it up. It's not even the right bagel. It's not even the right cream cheese. It's oat. It's an oat bagel with, I'm not exactly sure. I think it's veggie cream cheese. So like, somebody else probably has my order. This is probably somebody else's bagel. Well, what a way to end this video. I walked 2 damn miles in pain for a bagel. It didn't even get the right bagel. I don't think you guys know how hard that was for me. And I'm like, I don't know whether to cry or laugh because God, sometimes you just can't win. Sometimes you just can't win. Well, I walked 2 miles for a bagel and I guess I didn't get it.
And then I think, I don't even know if it would be most infamously, but there was the 5K that was either ran or not ran, and that was a whole arc that we went on, right? And
it's just something that made you really happy. So remember that and just have fun.
7 hours driving on the highway.
Like the closest to flying I'll get in my day-to-day life.
So a lot of people have mentioned in the comments, like, these clips where a lot of people are like, you're not running. And again, like, so this is the top comment. Okay. So I just want to try and paint this picture, but it says, they're giving you a bad advice to run through a 4 out of 10 knee pain, especially at your size. Bonkers. Walking, swimming, and biking are low impact and would be so much better for your injury and your weight. Coming from somebody who was once 435 pounds myself and is now 195 pounds, running at your size will only continue to lead to injuries. Again, you cannot run because you are carrying so much extra weight. No one is being negative by saying you can't run. It's simply a fact. Walking should be what you do until your weight is lower. Otherwise, it's not safe. With all of that happening, especially with the 5K, it was, oh, I'm super fit even though I'm big, right? I can do all of this stuff. Even though I'm big, I can do all this stuff. My size does not define me, right? Great. That's fine. It's great to be positive about your body and try and, work hard even at whatever size. But then there was this huge shift, like just months later, from this 5K that she ran and feeling the healthiest she's ever been, and she's stronger than she's ever been, and she's running and she can work hard, to then all of a sudden my body is shutting down, and that's why I'm going to be getting a ton of different surgeries, and I'm going to be, like all of these other, I have to do all of this stuff because my body actually doesn't work correctly and I'm actually really struggling. And it was like a lot of people started to notice, like, okay, it seems like there is this version that we see of Anna online that seems to be posted about, seems to be talked about, seems to be, the what's pushed forward, which is this kind of like what you see here, this hyper nice and happy go lucky, like funny and sweet and just quirky kind of girl, right? But then a lot of times you would dig a little bit deeper, and it felt like a lot of the people that were in tune with the longer form content, the YouTube stuff and the stuff that was going on there, were getting a kind of a different version. It seemed like the mask was kind of slipping. And I really do think that that's been a big part of why so many people that were fans of Anna at one point have kind of shifted to more, I guess you could call it hater or whatever term you want to use, right? Just interested onlooker maybe is a term. And it's very similar to, like an Amberlynn Reed. Obviously, a lot of people kind of put her in girl world. I am curious in the comments down below, who would you say is in girl world? Like, who do you think the main people are? I have my thoughts, but I don't even want to put it out there because I feel like people are like, what are you talking about? So you tell me who is in girl world. But I feel like she is a pretty solid member at this point. And I feel like a lot of that is because there's a lot of things that will be said and, this image that will be projected. And then once you just do a little bit of digging, it's like, oh, okay, this actually isn't true. And I feel like that's a really big part of what has made Anna so interesting to people online. With all of that kind of, lore out of the way and explained, let's get into this video, right? So this is her exploring a cave. And again, she's making a lot of jokes, being very silly. A lot of them kind of almost making fun of her size, which again, that's her prerogative. She can do that if she wants to. But let's get into this video.
Big person in a tiny space, and it's hard. We're at Mammoth Cave National Park.
So that starts off with big person in a tiny cave, and it's hard, right? And it's like, again, I just see as like it's just weird, right? When it feels like to me, Anna's almost her whole brand on social media now is, I am a big person that is going to do hard stuff, but then constantly kind of remind people of how I am big and I am doing this hard stuff, right? It's like, no one is forcing you to do this, right? These are choices that you are making. This is a decision that you made. And it almost feels like this is really hard for me, so everyone should be really happy. I don't know. Maybe I'm reading too much into it, but that's kind of the vibe that I get, right?
Smile.
So like, I feel like that's like the millennial kind of face, right? Oh, this is so scary. And it's just like, I could imagine being in this tour group and like having someone acting like this and filming themselves while doing this. It would bother me. Like, that's just the truth. Like, I would be like, can we not do this? Like everyone knows what they're getting into when they go into this, you know, when they're going into this tour or whatever. I don't know. Like, I would just be annoyed with someone like kind of acting like, oh my God, I'm the main character, and oh my, everyone look at me, look at the, this is so crazy. It's so crazy that I'm doing this as a big person. Isn't this crazy? Oh my gosh, like, I don't know. Maybe that's just me though.
I'm like, am I gonna get stuck? This is really tight. I'm not gonna lie.
Is this how the caverns were in New Mexico?
No, absolutely not. Is this what hell looks like? What did I get myself into?
See why you have
Oh
to
my
be.
God.
You have to be
The
like
ass is almost too fat. I'm too tall. I'm too fat.
So she says there, right? I'm too tall and I'm too fat. And again, no one is forcing her to do this, right? Like, and it's, I don't know, when we look at the comment, right? So she writes, just to be clear, I love my body. My literally was hard to maneuver through the tiny space, and a genuine fear I would be unable to complete the hike. So it's like, it's fine. I don't know. It's just so bizarre that you feel like you have to say that I love my body when, like, clearly you're not super stoked with the size of your body because you want to make a change, because clearly with all of these surgeries that you're getting, and you say that you're super active and doing all this stuff, like, clearly that is a means to an end to be in a smaller body, right? That's at least part of the goal. I don't know. It's just so bizarre when people will, like, almost have to defend themselves for being like, hey, I'm not super happy with the size that I am. Like, let's be real. Yes, there are people that are going to be in quote unquote smaller bodies that would struggle to do this hike. Fair, right? Completely true. But I think I would struggle with, I don't believe she would say, if I lost 150 pounds, it wouldn't be any easier to do this hike, right? Or to do this cave dive, whatever you want to call it, right? Clearly it would be easier, and there's nothing wrong with making that statement. And it's so bizarre that she almost feels like she has to qualify being like, man, I'm kind of large for this cave, right?
It's okay. We're doing it. We're doing it. There's so many stairs.
I'm just, again, imagine being in this group and just having someone complaining the entire time. I would be like, I'm sorry that you're struggling, but like, did no one tell you what this experience was going to be?
It's just so tiny. Guess what, guys? More steps. Old lady walk through the cave.
Oh, dude. Okay, I know that I'm being nitpicky here, but when people like do something and then just do the laugh and look and be like, that was funny, right? Wasn't that? Oh, man.
I just hiked 700 steps.
So that's the post. And again, she says at the end, I just hiked 700 steps. So it's like I think the whole point that I think she was trying to convey is, I hiked 700 steps at my size, and if I can do it, anyone can do it, kind of thing, right? That seems to be the message that she was at least trying to convey here. So basically, the way that I feel like at the end of the day is, there are plenty of people that would have been really excited to do this hike, and there wouldn't. I think that the complaining, while maybe she feels that it's funny, I think that really could have detracted from other people's experience. And I feel like it's just, she continues to teeter on this, like, I'm a big person, I'm doing hard stuff, and then I'm a fit person, and you shouldn't even be proud of me for trying stuff, because I am a fit person, and there's nothing special about that. It's like, okay, you either want to be celebrated because you are a bigger person and you are doing things that are hard for you, or you are a fit person and the size of your body has nothing to do with anything being extra hard or not, right? And it feels like she just kind of decides, okay, this post this is the persona I want to have. And then this post, this is the persona I want to have. And I feel like people that have been keeping up are like, I don't understand what you're asking from your audience. And I feel like, especially with TikTok, it's basically just whatever the post needs to have the best chance of becoming a viral kind of hit, right? That's the way that I see it. But again, that is just my interpretation. I would love to know what y'all think down in the comment section down below. Thank you so much for watching the video, and I'll see you next time. Peace.